Inside I heard the trumpets call, a salute to the champions on the wall. And in the jazz of squalls and in passion brawls she danced.
If you remember the last time we played, which was only 2 weeks ago, believe it or not, crazily enough, I think this is like the first time we've gotten 2 in 1 month in a while, which is cool. But
all thanks to them canceling school.
Yeah, right.
Right.
But let's see. You had gone to, was it Geotronix? No, Geotronix. Excuse me.
Yeah.
To trace where the ley line was being tainted from.
And Bella's decided that we are going to thoroughly research things.
Well, you guys had thoroughly researched, and you were just kind of going in to do some recon, and things went south. You didn't realize you were dealing with people who knew what wizards were, and actually had one on the staff, it seemed like. And so when things started to happen and they realized what was up, it all kind of went pear-shaped at that point. You were going to, kind of sneak your way in and figure out what was there.
Yeah.
Hey, most mundane people don't know about wizards, and they certainly don't have one on the staff, so that was a little surprising. You were able to limp your way out of there after you taking a couple bullets and you taking one bullet, and get out of there, and you taking a mental strike from
pretty bad
despair, which seems to be going on in there, some kind of...
No damage, gang.
That's right.
Like stay.
You would run across a young girl who you guys had kind of sussed out was probably Hera, the 13 to 14-year-old girl who disappeared about a couple months ago. There was a stone hinge inside the building that you realized had been brought there and assembled, and it seemed to be assembled there to focus what they were working on. And you also thought that the prisoners who were in the cages were probably the missing paranetters. You had gone back and talked to Lou, who had said he could loan you some dwarves to help you tunnel your way in if you wanted to. So, well, actually, the Autumn Knight could command the dwarves to.
I was about to say, I don't think loan was anywhere applied. I was like, just tell them to do it.
Yeah,
cool.
It's a feudal society. They work for you. Yeah, that's right. So, and that was where we kind of were. Several of you still have injuries. I think you have a mild.
Yes, I have a...
You have a mild. And I think yours is medium, right?
It's a severe.
Is it severe? No, is it severe?
We did a prayer.
Is that the biggest one or the next to the biggest?
Extreme is after that.
Oh, okay, so
I've got
severe.
a severe
right.
-6.
Okay, cool. All right. Woo. Yeah, that one will take till the end of this mission, I should say, to recover from.
I think we need to train you with the Fear Stone.
Well, I
think I just need a lead helmet.
Yeah, that's what we decided. We were going to get you a lead helmet, right? You can have lead lined your helmet that you got for your arm.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah. All right, so that's where we were. You had all kind of started healing up, bandaged your wounds.
So does my mental stress go away for this?
Yeah, all your stresses are gone. So if you've got any little circles,
but not our physical stress.
No, all your little circles, any circles you did, erase them because remember those go away at the end of a scene.
Oh.
We still have the consequences though.
But the consequences take a little longer, right? Middle of the next scene, your mild consequences will go away.
So after this session, I'll go down to a moderate?
No, it just goes away at the end of this mission, basically, is what happens. It goes completely away.
Okay.
Yeah. The other thing, just to let you know about the extreme consequences. The extreme consequences literally do not go away until the next milestone is completed. And it replaces one of your aspects. I mean, it's something so significant. In the books, when Harry lost his hand, that was an extreme consequence, and it changed him. He was afraid of fire from then on. He was missing a hand, couldn't play the guitar and stuff like that. So yeah, it was pretty significant. So if you take an extreme consequence, realize it's going to be extreme. So yeah, you probably want to take yourself out, if you remember, way before you take one of those. At least I would, because that's pretty bad.
I don't know why that order of things just really got me. He was scared of fire, didn't have a hand, couldn't play the guitar.
Right.
Just-
We go from just in the middle. Yeah. So it was pretty bad. And the way he actually lost his hand was he was doing a shield spell, and the guy was using a flamethrower on him, and his shield spell was really good for taking care of kinetic damage, not so good about dissipating heat damage.
Yeah.
And so it burned his hand off where his shield bracelet was. It literally from there down, it burned everything off. Bad stuff.
So when you move a skill, say something important,
Right.
like endurance, which is physical.
Right.
If I moved it up to another tier that would allow me another stress box, do I just
Right.
gain that?
Yeah, you just gained it. You've been working out. Been
Well,
working
no,
out.
it was I moved my conviction up to good at some point,
Oh, okay.
and so I've only got 3 on mental, and I should have 4.
Oh, nice. Nice. Well, you're
So
pretty
that'll
pretty
come
beefy
in
against
better.
conviction then. I mean, against mental stress.
Yeah, that'll be better now that I remember that.
Yeah, that's good. That's
So I was
good.
just looking and saw I had conviction at
Something
Right.
good.
also mechanical I wanted to clarify. I'm sorry to interrupt
No, that's
before we
fine.
just jump in.
Yeah, that's fine.
I can't find it.
If your conviction is that good,
What?
shouldn't you have up to 5?
You start with 2. I don't think so.
Good and great are 4.
Right. Only when you get up to 6.
One additional
you get-
mild mental consequence for 2 levels above good.
That may change mine then.
I don't know.
Somewhere, whenever I was working on my character recently or looking, I'm trying to familiarize myself with the abilities more. I noticed in the
Start with
last
2.
episode.
Whenever you have the skill,
We'll get
you
into that
got
later,
one.
but,
One up, you got
That's what I
one.
thought too.
Somewhere I read, and I can't find it, that I can use my conviction instead of another
Right.
skill.
Yes.
Is that
That's
an
one of
ability
your.
that requires a fate point, or is that something?
I believe it is. That's one of the ones that one of the faith-based abilities. Yes.
Okay. 'Cause
That you took.
I was trying to find where it was
Yeah,
earlier.
let me see if I can find it real quick.
I just wanted to establish that because I'd been having to roll discipline checks a lot and
Yeah.
sucking butt at it.
Well, I understand.
And I was like, it'd be super nice if I could have remembered that
Just
ability
find it
in those
real quick.
moments.
Okay, this is all creature powers. That's not what we're looking for. Items of power, sword of the cross.
I'm sorry.
No,
I
no,
wrote
no,
this
it's
down
fine.
right in the middle.
Beast change, human guise, modular abilities. That's scary. Spellcraft.
Yeah, because for the thing for might, total on the physical stress body, Superb Plus still only has 4.
Yeah.
But plus 1 mild physical consequence per 2 levels above good.
Yeah.
Physical consequence. So, I guess if you have Superb, do you get a 5 then? Because that's 2 above good?
Yeah.
Or is it talking about this as physical consequence?
Given the time to pray for guidance, provided your goals are pure and your actions are self, you may spend a fate
So,
point
yeah.
to use your conviction
Yeah,
instead
you
of
have
get
your
one
skill.
for every
That's
2.
under Guide My Hand.
Okay,
So, yeah,
okay,
so if
okay.
you have a
Faith manages.
Superb conviction, you'll have 5
Right.
mental.
Okay,
I guess.
cool.
Yeah.
I've got a 6
I
in
keep
physical
forgetting that
endurance.
that
I
guide
think
my
that's
hand
'cause
is
of
a
my-
multi
It's 'cause you're a might
faceted
stuff.
ability.
my beast or might or something.
Yeah, yeah. So, what is the next step in your actions?
I guess we sick the dwarves down the tunnel.
Well,
Did we did we get the name of the guy who's in the building, the security guard?
No, I don't think he ever get. I was listening to the video today, so no, he never gave a name. Yeah,
Do you remember what the people in the cages look like vaguely, or no?
pretty messed up, nappy, smelled bad. The
No,
big,
but I mean, like one was a redhead, thin. I mean, so that
most
we
of them
could-
were. Most of them were in the 20 to 38 years of age, dark haired. Some of them blonde. Again, most of them were curled up into a fetal position, and you really couldn't get a look at them. And that was about the time you started getting. Well, you went and talked to that one guy, and they started freaking out. And that's when the person over the loudspeaker said, "Please leave the prisoners alone. You're disturbing them." And that's when the mental attack started. So he really didn't have a whole lot of time to go look at them.
I guess the way I should do this is I'm gonna call Volt.
You guys are all together
I think we're
at
all
the
together still.
at the park. Why are you calling Volt?
I totally forgot.
Hey, Volt!
I guess I'm so used to us starting at our houses. My bad. Okay. So...
In fact, technically Lou is in the circle with you as is Swift.
Alright, so then instead of talking to Volt first, hey Darwin.
Yes.
Paranetters. Is there anywhere that their looks are described, or could you get a message to somebody saying that, asking that maybe you might know where they are, but you need a description, or give descriptions of them to see if that's the Paranetters that are in the jail cells?
They don't post that kind of stuff on the Paranet because one of the things about a Paranet is that you can remain anonymous so that things don't come after you.
Right. No, I wasn't going to say he needed to post like. Do you have a contact in the Paranetters?
It's a computer's network board. You know?
I am the contact.
Well,
I guess I'm just trying to find a way. How could we?
He could post to their boards.
How could we verify if the Paranetters are in that building or not?
when we break through and we kill everybody, then we go and identify them. Yep, that's a Paranetter.
Okay.
Except maybe not kill the people in the cages.
Right.
Yeah.
I think he's pretty much about the saving of
That was
people.
Just kill everyone, and I was like,
thinking,
yeah, that's
That's
them.
if we let the Paranet know that maybe we saw some Paranetters,
Get the dental records.
maybe they would want to like help
Remember,
infiltrate.
Paranetters are pretty low. Yeah, they're low power talents. They're like people who can read tarot cards. If you've got somebody with combat training, which is probably not very likely, their ability might be that they're a really good shot.
Okay.
That's the thing. These guys are very low power talents, and that's why the Paranet is so good for them, because they can work together to protect each other because they are low power.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
But as I told you guys before, there have been Paranetter disappearances.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
And you were pretty sure that this is probably who we're seeing there, because that would make sense. Most of the Paranetters who got disappeared were in their 20s or 30s, except for this girl Hera, who she was the youngest one taken, and they were kind of like, "Whoa, one of the kids got taken. We got to find her. What's going on here?" So they were really concerned.
She was
about
like 12.
Yeah, 12, and so it's been probably 6 months since she disappeared. So.
Okay.
That's right.
So
Maybe 3 months, something like that.
I guess do the dwarf thing.
We bust a hole in as quietly and stealthily as we can.
And then what?
Was that the top of the building where the Paranetters were?
No.
No. I came into
bottom?
the top. I came into the top. There was a big cooling room. I went on the catwalk and dropped down into the center of the cage area that was also connected to the Creeper Girl from Left 4 Dead 2 and surrounded by a ring.
Sure.
So is there a way we could get a map of the building,
Check
from
city
public records?
Yeah, try
And
to see
then,
records.
and then we could get the dwarves to come up under the cages, maybe, to get to get those guys out first.
Weren't the cages suspended above the ground though?
No, they were on the ground.
Oh,
Yeah, they were on the
okay.
ground.
I view, wasn't it just kind of like a little straight rectangular thing?
Kind of up
with
against
maybe
the wall.
divided up?
Yeah, pretty much.
My thing is, I don't think they'll have the diagrams of cages in the city records, so
Well, no,
I don't know.
No, we
What
could
they-
just know where the room
But
is.
if we have
and he
if
could
we have an
maybe
idea of where the
direct us.
walls are,
You could do that.
Right.
and then if he fell in
So-
and down, and we should be able to see catwalks, right?
Are we rescuing first, or are we taking down the operation first?
Well, we can divide into
Because
teams
once-
with priorities.
I
Split
fear
the party.
that
That's always a good idea.
I don't like
In the
that.
same area, just have different
Plan.
priorities.
You should always
no,
split the
we're not
party.
splitting the party again.
Everybody in the
Oh,
same
That was
area.
mainly a me fault.
Well, we
Always
sent you there too.
Yeah,
I
that
just
was
think
on
it's
us.
We
gonna-
thought we were reconning. I mean,
I thought I was gonna, coming through the ceiling where y'all were, and I was like, whoa.
But I'm thinking,
But we found something interesting out. Sorry that it cost you your mental
all right, so
health.
we
but
gotta
if
get
we
a
go
pretty
after
Have the best
them,
of
they
good
might.
security force
But
there.
if we go after them, they might kill the Paranetters before we can get to the Paranetters. You know what I'm saying?
Possibly.
I just know
Because they might
once
know
we blow our
something.
cover, I mean, we got one thing we can do quick and easy before it gets real hard.
Do we know what the Stonehenge is and what it's for?
Lou had said that he thought it helped focus the power of whatever was going on in there.
But we don't know what their goal is with it. But
No.
Maybe probably something to do with the ley lines.
I'm assuming those paranetters are fodder or a sacrifice of some kind.
Feeding
Or
their
a battery.
despair. Yeah,
So-
feeding off their despair to charge a
I
battery.
mean, I have a sword that can cut through stone. Maybe our first priority is destroy the henge before they can do whatever.
That's a
with
good
it.
idea. So we could come
And
up.
then secondarily try to free paranetters, and then, or we can put some of the dwarves on the rescue paranetters job.
Sorry, I've
Maybe.
been wanting to do that.
But are they fighters or just diggers?
Oh, they can fight. Yeah. Well, you haven't met them yet. You might want to call them.
Yeah. Well, this is before we start bringing dwarves in here. I mean, let's see what
Are they just miners, or are they like,
yeah.
you know...
Yeah.
So
Are
what
they
is our
adults?
number?
I mean,
Yeah.
Are they adults? Are they
Are there
minors?
any women and do they have beards?
Ooh,
We're
true.
trying
I
to
can
find
only
out.
assume they do.
We
I
do
think
know
the
that
women do have
that
bits.
dwarves like human women a lot. We had that discussion.
That's true. Yeah.
I didn't know
So taking out the hinge, is that number one priority? Number one?
It's something I can
I think
do
that's a good idea because it is where their power
Yeah, so
source
we
is.
can-
quickly. I'm assuming, unless there's some
You
You
magical
did something
property
to
of
the
this.
hinge.
I
Knock
broke-
the lintel pieces off. Yeah.
Yeah, I broke a little bit.
Do we notice? Can we notice if that affected the ley
Yeah,
line
the ley lines
any
are
at all?
stronger.
If it did,
Can I look at it?
You can, but if it did, you don't notice it.
Yeah,
It may be
no.
such a small amount of a change that
How big is the hinge?
can't tell. It was big.
It was big.
Well, the room that was in there was probably about 100 feet to a side, so it was a big room. And so,
So-
this hinge would be like the central portion of Stonehenge. You know,
And the paranetters were in cages around, so that's
Right.
logistically going to be a scramble to get them out. So maybe not something we handle
You know,
ourselves, but
Swift is real swift.
he is.
He
I
could
mean,
go
that is
around
kind of-
knocking
People
padlocks
out,
off.
yeah.
Yeah, people out too.
Could
He's
you? I know you probably couldn't
I'm not
tell.
very fast.
Yeah, but could you tell were the prisoners all separated from each other by individual
No,
walls,
no,
or
they're
was
not.
it just one cage?
Couple of them in
Mass
one.
caves.
Yeah. Well,
Or
there
cages.
were two big cages, and there were like 2 or 3 in each.
So
is what it was.
then it wouldn't be quite so bad if you could just do a couple holes and throw people down the hall.
I mean, for me, I don't know what everybody else's goal is, but for me, getting those people out is kind of the priority.
I seek revenge.
Well, I want to
Valid, valid.
I want to fix the problem.
I want to
So-
get the people out, and I want the power taken down.
You want to
so-
save your people.
That's
There's-
right. I want to save my people.
There's
Yeah, that's
also
right.
the issue of the girl, right?
We don't-
So we don't know
Young
if
girl.
she's under influence, but obviously she's powerful enough to do some damage.
Yep.
So how are we treating her when we go in
did
there?
she-
I can restrain her
Can we-
while y'all do your wumbo mumbo jumbo and exercise.
Did you try to restrain her? And
She disappeared.
We gotta when we find the real her.
okay.
So we're thinking that she's possessed, right?
Something, I guess.
I can't imagine
Brainwashed.
As a warden,
I mean,
do I know
she's
anything? Is
young.
Surely
so
there's
she
a
could just
difference
be
between
influenced.
like demon never possession
Like-
and
yeah, that'd be like
maybe.
mental
Okay, well,
Magic.
demon possession, you would not want to kill this person. If this girl, under her own volition, is messing with people's minds, then that's a breach of the you can kill her.
Well, no,
Yeah.
but I mean, how do I know?
Don't
You
you?
don't.
How to differ.
Can't
Is there a
you
way
look
can
into
I
her
figure
mind
it
when
out?
y'all touch?
Oh yeah, because I really,
You have to.
I
you
really
have
want
to
a
try.
third eye.
Well, you could also take her alive and research it and find out, and then
We sprinkle some holy
you
water
could,
on her. so
you
she
could
shrieks.
probably look at her with your wizard's eye and be able to determine that because
We'll stab her with a bit of iron. See
Yeah.
if she's a fairy. We'll just
You
go
also
down
just
all the.
sprinkle her
that.
with some holy water.
I'll do that.
and-
If
Yeah.
she
Holy water,
if she
iron.
shows up, I'll wizard eye her. If it, just
Silver.
keep an eye on me.
Are we sure the girl's the thing though, or is she?
I'm
like-
almost certain she's a pawn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. But so if she's a pawn, that means there's a
master, a
That's
master
something-
coming up.
Oh, no, not
something-
another
That's
master.
what I'm saying, but
Faster,
Yeah.
faster.
because we're not
That's-
just. I'm
that's
not
the
just going to
unknown.
come
It
in
was
and
really
kill
dark
her
in there, too,
because she
wasn't
may
it?
be an innocent
Well,
who's possessed.
especially when you started getting attacked, it started getting darker, and that was a thing. Yeah.
There was a voice that was like, "Move away from the cages," or
Yep.
whatever.
Over intercom.
Darwin, can you make anything
Alleged
that we
intercom. It could have been all being a big
can
nuke
wear
of
or
my
use that
imagination.
would
Could have been.
fight against despair? Probably not.
Well, you can.
Can
do,
I do that?
You can do a block.
I'm coming in with a tinfoil
What you
hat.
could do is you would need to make, or you could do a counter spell. Either one. You could come in with a block up. You'll have to maintain it from round to round, which will be tiring, but you could do that.
Could I thaumaturge? Could I thaumaturge a block on the
Feel
back?
good item.
You'd have to.
I know, I love it.
I mean, that's literally the only thing I'm thinking of right here. Is
Something
What?
shiny and
that
heavy.
thaumaturge like a feel good item, like the opposite of despair.
I don't know if that works.
Well, you would have to
Nice
use something like that
blankie.
to make the thaumaturgy.
Yeah.
A memory of true happiness or something like that, or a hope. Actually, a memory of true hope. But to do something like that, it's going to take you a little while to prep those because you have to make one for everybody, unless you do a block. Now, when the spell starts to hit, you can also counterspell, just like they did to your tornado. So
I like that.
Can you counterspell a counterspell?
you can.
Ooh.
All right,
Three wizards.
I guess we'll just go with the counter spell then. I mean,
Up to you.
All right. So,
'cause I feel like time is
Summon
more
the
the essence than.
yeah, you want to talk to the dwarves, and can we talk to like a dwarf, if not all the dwarves?
Yeah, right.
I think you can decide what you want to do.
So what do you do?
I feel like the office thing. I declare bankruptcy. I have summoned the dwarf.
All right, you do that, and remember, there's a lot of people in the.
So
one
really
comes up
taking
and
to the
There's a lot of the
side.
Fey folk that are in the park. Okay, they look like homeless people. They didn't used to. Now they do because of the despair that's infecting the area. You notice this guy. He's about maybe 4 feet tall. He's digging through a trash can, and you say, "I summon the dwarves." And he looks up. He's got dark hair, long beard. Kind of looks like, you're not sure if it's supposed to be dreadlocks or his hair is just matted. And he's wearing a kind of a trench coat. It's maybe a normal sized coat, but it hits him kind of a little bit between his, the knee and the hip. He looks over and she goes, "Hoard your horses, I'll be right there." And so he keeps digging through the trash. He goes, "Gah." And he walks over and says, "Some of the dwarves, what do you want?" And this guy's, he's dark haired, he's got food in his beard, he's kind of gross looking. He says, "What do you want?"
Need some help.
"Okay, what do you want?"
We need to dig underneath a building over in, where was it?
West Bank.
West Bank?
It was in Algiers.
Algiers.
Oh, Algiers.
That's
Oh.
across the water, away from the park.
Yes.
We need permission from the king to leave the park. "Can we leave the park, king?" Blue says, "Yes." You follow the Autumn Knight. "Oh, he's the Autumn Knight." "Oh, okay. I guess we don't need permission to leave because of the Autumn Knight." "Okay, whatever." All right. You're like, "What?" He says, "All right." So yeah, okay. What are you trying to dig? Where are you trying to dig? How far are you digging tunnels? Are you digging holes?
Yeah, we want tunnel underneath. We need it from where to where? Just
From the building across the street.
We're building across the street.
Was there a building across the
Probably
street?
should just-
There's
another
office park. Well, there's office, not office parks. What do we call those
Could we
things?
go
Industrial
into
complexes where
possibly-
the little industrial parks where the little buildings are and stuff
Yeah,
like
because
that.
it wasn't the
Oh,
only
okay,
building
that's
in the
what you
area.
mean. I thought you meant like from across the street of this park, a building, and
no.
then going that entire
No,
way.
Yeah,
I was
we're
like,
dwarves. We could do
There
that.
was another
That is a
building
lot.
beside
We
We
it.
have to worry about flooding in the tunnels.
I don't
No, we're
think-
dwarves. We only do high quality work here. We could go underneath the. It's not a problem.
But I distinctly
Oh,
remember there
might
was
take a
another
while.
building.
it
Is
takes a while
there-
just to walk through.
Hope we've got a couple
Already-
hundred years, but we get it done.
Like
It's fine.
subterranean infrastructure in the area that
Well,
we
you
could
do know
work
that
with?
New Orleans is pretty swampy.
Oh yeah.
So, you're talking about below sea level, technically. It is going to require, and the dwarf goes, you're below sea level, Hale, so it's going to require a little bit of shoring up and sealing things shut and, making sure it doesn't flood. Unless you're okay with waist-deep water in the tunnel, and I'm fine with that, too. We are dwarves. We're used to working in those kind of conditions all the time.
Well, we did go to Pontchartrain.
Oh, you went to Pontchartrain. Oh, you're fine.
We're new now.
That's right. You've had everything. You won't have to worry about COVID in a few years, either. So there you go.
So we need to know where to go, and then we want to go underneath this place. And can you go through
Concrete?
concrete?
Granite? Oh, yeah, it's no problem.
Okay.
But we should have the schematics. So,
Yeah.
Darwin, where are the schematics?
You have
It's
to
like
go
at
get
the
them.
library.
We haven't
Well,
done anything.
City
we
Hall.
haven't gone anywhere.
Darwin,
We talked about this
Darwin, you're supposed
maybe
to
4 minutes ago.
go. 3 minutes ago, you should have gotten this.
You have to go to City Hall to probably get them. Is what you have to get them from. So you need schematics from City Hall. All right, fine.
You don't just keep
So-
schematics of every building in New Orleans on you at all times.
Well, no, I also don't keep a tourist map of this place either.
With a burn hole.
Fair. You might have had a better chance of asking me for the schematics.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, it's okay. So you need to go get the schematics from City Hall, so we can find that. Do you have a building located across the street or
Just
nearby that we can
default,
start from?
random item go.
Oh, well, I just so happened.
Well, I was researching that in my spare time. Yeah. Right.
If you play a Kinder, you have a 1 in 4 chance of pulling it out of your pocket.
Right.
Um.
Now,
that was
okay.
So good.
Technically, you could spend a point, a fate point, to declare that.
Oh, actually.
But I'm going to call that so far-fetched. I'm going to say no. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty long. I mean, if you were looking for something simple like a sledgehammer, yeah, sure, I got no problem. But the actual building schematics should happen to be in your back pocket. I'm going to go, yeah, no. Yeah, that's not going to work. So.
All right, so we need a place to go from, and then schematics, a place to go to. So once we get there, you open the hole. Will you be able to help us? So if we have people that we're trying to rescue, will you be able to help them get out? Help us get those people out. Assist us in that.
You mean me personally, or what?
Any of you or your cohort.
Well, I'll have to let you know how many dwarves it is when I find out how far we have to dig.
Okay.
And what kind of material we're moving through. So, yeah, well, I can help you with that.
Okay.
That's fine.
It's got like an off-duty foreman. Is that what this is? I'll let you know how many guys it takes. I'll let you know our time frame.
You need more information, all right?
Have you seen the movie Chernobyl, or the series Chernobyl?
Oh, yeah.
There's a minor boss, and that's who this guy is. He's the minor boss. Yeah. He goes, all right, well, then let me know what you need, and pat you on the shoulder and leaves dirt all over your shoulder. And says, all right, come back with more information, and I'll ride with you to go see where we need to do this digging. And once I have an idea of that, I can tell you how many dwarves we're going to need, and we'll set you up.
Okay.
What's his name?
Huh?
Did we,
Oh, yeah.
did we
You
get his
never got
name?
through. Yeah.
I haven't come up with a name. All right, hold on.
He's dwarf.
I'm really tempted to just call him Gimli, but that's just no. Okay. Clarence.
Clarence. That's appropriate AF.
Clarence is your friend.
Clarence Rocknose?
No, Clarence the dwarf. We don't have surnames here in the Fey folk, the Autumn people. We don't need them. Everybody knows everybody.
What was the name of the company?
It's supposed to be a hand.
I think it's
I'm gonna
Geotronix.
fix it. Hold on. There you go.
Yeah, Geotronix. Yeah, Geotronix. Whatever.
Watch back the video.
Oh. Okay, I'll catch it. Yeah.
So, I figured it'd take a couple hours to get schematics.
I'm trying to remember. Okay, this is on the Friday after Thanksgiving, so you
it
should
may not be open.
you should be able to. Well, if you're gonna go down there and look for them, it's probably like 4:00 in the evening. So you're gonna have to get down there quick to City Hall.
Well, I thought he's going. Are you going?
I can.
You
Because
guys
I'm gonna
go.
go home and while he's doing that, I'm gonna go home and research despair, like what creatures
Okay.
cause despair and feed on despair, and what the
We
White
talked about
Council
that.
has done.
White Court Vampire does that. The skate.
Well, I know, but I want to make sure that there's nothing else.
Those are the only things you really know of as a warden. You know, White Court vampires feed on either despair, lust, or fear. And there's thought that there may be another court that eats rage, but you're not sure. You've never run any of those. You know that there are a court of White Court vampires who have been in New Orleans for a while that are of the, I think it's the scabies. They're the ones who feed on fear. So you know, sorry, not fear, despair. So you know there's a White Court that does that here. They've been here for a while.
No, I was just wondering if the girl. How would we know if the girl put out until we see her
You won't.
if she's been turned.
You won't. No.
I'm really good at restraining people. Once we come to that bridge, I can restrain
Jody,
her. We can find out.
White court. You cannot be turned into a white court. You're born into it.
Oh, I forgot about
And
that.
then you, at some point, will have a chance to make your first kill. And if you do, then you become a full-fledged white court vampire. If you don't and resist, then actually you lose your white court vampire powers and you become a normal human. If you remember, that was in one of the books as well.
I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
So, you get to make a
Okay.
choice. Normally what the white court does is wait until you're so hungry as a vampire to the point where you can't control yourself. And then they throw somebody in there that you just devour and you have no choice in the matter. So they manipulate you to the point where you always
change.
turn. That was, remember, one of the people that you saved was a girl who was a white court virgin. She had not killed yet. And you saved her because the rest of the white court was trying to get her to kill her first time. And so you spirited her away so she could make sure she didn't turn. So yeah. That was your backstory with Miranda.
Okay, I was like, I have no recollection. Holy crap!
I think it was Miranda and Della that had that backstory, but I'm not real sure. It's on Miranda's paper. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
I think we were just... It was the Terrence connection.
No.
You and I had the chance.
Or maybe it was you and...
Kind of.
I don't remember who it was that you...
I don't know why. I
I'm
didn't.
pretty sure that I was making item to protect against vampires.
Okay, that's
she ran
right,
into
that's
that.
So
that didn't work out very
killed
well. You killed the vampire kinetic blast thing.
Right, so it was Darwin and Bunk who had the
Yeah.
connection. Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
That's why I have copies of all your backstory.
All right, well,
I, for whatever reason, do not have the guest art written down for that one. But I had a connection with him, so it had to have been him because I do have Della written down for a different one
Okay. So,
that involved Terrence Jackson.
yeah. Let me see.
So this was my Darwin and Bunk story. This was my Della story. So that had to be you, me, you, and the vampires.
Was it you and me fighting the vampires?
It's the only
Yeah, here we
one
go.
I
No, it's Della's backstory. Miranda tries to help a virgin white court vampire, Jamie Scaves, to resist his nature and retain his humanity. His mother, Annabelle, will stop at nothing to push him over the edge. I came across him...
Oh, I guess it was
Writing's
Della.
terrible. I came across him. The mother of his girlfriend came to me and explained what Annabelle was doing to turn him
Yeah, we
into
didn't
a
have
despair vampire.
You don't
As
have
I
to-
investigated, I
you
met
have two
Miranda.
shares.
Two.
We unveiled her plot, and he became human. So yeah, it was Miranda and Della. Sorry,
Okay,
I guess I need that backstory so I can remember it.
should be on the back of your paper.
That would be in there.
You should have two papers.
That would be here.
Yeah, it's in there. No, that one.
She's like, no, it doesn't count. You said the back, that was the front.
Maybe House to Help Virgin White Court Vampire.
Yep. Yep. That's why I have copies of your backstory, so I can make sure I weave them into my story.
All right, well, then I'm just going to sit around and twiddle my thumbs.
While we wait for, well, you might want to drive him to the, courthouse.
Hey,
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
take
we
your
can-
van.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it'll probably be
we
faster
Scooby
than
Gang
him
and shit.
scootering. I mean, the scooter probably has a top speed. Well, I don't know. You tinker things. You can make it go as fast as you want. May have a rocket pack on it. Who knows? You can
To
do that
the
stuff.
library or City Hall.
To City Hall. So you all pile into the van. The dwarf waves at you. Clarence waves at you, and so you all hop into the van and head to City Hall. You get there about 4:30. It's getting close to closing time. Up the steps. The big granite steps up to the front, glassed-in lobby. You look at the little tote boards that have all the different, places on it, and it says third floor is City Records. So you grab the elevator. Okay, grab the elevator, head up to the floor. Jody, I need you to make a discipline check for me, please.
We'll be stuck here until closing time and come back tomorrow.
That's not bad.
Hey, I got a 6.
Oh, you're fine. I guess you're not in danger right now, so you're fine. You hop on the elevator. The elevator doesn't seem to have any problems. You go up to the third floor, though there is a weird grease smell as you get to the third floor. And then the doors open and you step out. There's a big counter there. A gentleman in a sweater and jeans, because remember it is in November, is standing there behind the counter and he says, "Hi, can I help you? City Records." There's several other people kind of milling around. There's a copy machine in the corner.
Yeah. Is there any chance that we could get a hold of some blueprints for the Geotronic building in the Algiers area?
Oh, yeah, the address?
I think we do.
Yeah.
Probably know it.
I mean, I definitely don't know off the top of my head. So.
I mean, I don't know off the top of my head, but I think, didn't we... Maybe we didn't look it up.
I wrote Geotronix stinks of despair.
That's
Lame.
the address.
Yeah.
Well,
He says,
you have
okay,
a
well,
phone
let me look it up. It's going to take me a minute.
Stinks of despair.
He grabs the computer.
I step away.
Boulevard.
He grabs the computer, starts typing in there. It's one of these older computers like you were using in the library, little green screen on it and stuff like that. Starts typing. You take about 5 steps back.
Yeah, I'm on the other side of the room as far as I can
Yeah, he starts typing. He goes, okay, got the address, and let's see. It seems that the plans for the Geotronix are in the 4th rack. Okay, I'll be right back. And he goes in and he opens this little gate, goes back in there, closes it, and goes to the 4th rack, pulls out this tube, and comes walking back towards you. It's about this long. And he lays it out on the counter and opens the tube, pulls it out, and sure enough, there's all these little blueprints and stuff. And he lays it out, and he says, oh, okay, well, there it is. What do you need to see?
Ground floor, subfloors. Can we get copies of this?
I'm actually not allowed to make copies of these.
Okay, that's...
But I can let you look at them for, until we close. We close in about 25 minutes.
Does what we're looking at coincide with what we saw when we were there as far as, like, the areas that we saw? Does it look
Well, you look at them, and, some of the blueprints are, like the electrical system, the cooling system, the duct work, and things like that. And you see the room up on top that you saw with all the air conditioners. There's a lot of duct work. You see that basically the entire building, there's the big central area where you were, and then there's like rooms built around it.
Wait, can you guys bring the blueprint over to where I am?
You can.
Oh.
And he's not going to let him off the counter.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll just
I'll
stand
pull
apart.
out my
Why would that
laminated
just be
map
with us?
and flip
He
it
shouldn't
over
want to
and
get
start
near the computer.
Just-
That was an older computer.
use the back of
but
my map
still,
to
older computer, even so.
So, we could probably take a picture of it. If someone distracts him.
It's true.
You say to me.
Yeah, I whispered in there.
Hey man, there's this really weird smell of grease. Do you smell that?
Give me a deceit check.
Wait, it did smell of grease though. You said when we came up.
Okay, give me a rapport check.
Okay.
Good thinking.
It did. You're not lying.
That's null. +1. That's a 5.
Okay. Alright, he's going to make a rapport check too.
And done, you fail.
Sorry. Gotta get all the things drawn. Okay.
I've got the sniffles.
Uh-oh. It's not mine. Alright, so what you see is basically this. This
Did they
is...
take a picture or are they looking at it?
Oh, hang
So I guess
on. This is like kind of the central hallway. And then there's doors on either side. This is the hallway where you guys saw the tactical team. And this is where you guys entered from right here. So you've been in this area. And then the rest of it, of course, none of the doors or buildings or the rooms are labeled. It's very generic. You do see that in here there's kind of like, there's a bathroom right here in this area. There's another bathroom here and maybe one right here. But other than that, you really can't tell. I mean, because it's got actually the plumbing right up and stuff.
You said there was also electrical and stuff?
There was, yes.
Do I see a comms control center for an intercom system somewhere on the map?
You kind of got the idea that the guy who was the guard, that was his job. the guy with the desk that you blew up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of routing of stuff to that area. And
So,
he's,
like, the voice that he heard was that guy?
oh, no, you don't see anything about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't see no doors into this square part in the middle.
Yeah, actually there are. Sorry, I just forgot those. There should be a hallway right here. Oops.
Question: am I seeing this or not?
Well, okay.
I'm
So
not
are you guys trying to take a picture? You did a rapport check. Let me let poor little guy make his defensive roll. Ooh, wow. You say something to him. He goes, grease? Oh man, I better call maintenance. I don't want the elevator to go out. Hang on just a second. So he grabs the phone and looks like he's going to dial somebody. You could, if you've got stealth and you want to try and take a picture of it with your camera, you can try. Okay.
I do not.
Mine's not the best out of.
What
Dragon
would I use? I have nothing to do with stealth. So just be a straight roll?
Yeah, it'd be a straight roll.
Could I use guide my hand to roll conviction instead?
Sure. They kick you.
Nice.
Alright.
How'd you do?
That's a +5 is my conviction, and that's small on the dice.
Roll alertness. Ooh, okay, I rolled. Well, okay. So he kind of reaches over, grabs the phone, starts calling, goes, yeah, we've got a weird grease smell coming from one of the elevators. And when he kind of turns to the side like this, you grab your phone and he says, yeah, we might want to check it, make sure the elevator's not about to go out. So yeah, okay, tomorrow morning. Good deal. Sounds good. We're about to close anyway, so it's not a big deal. All right. Hangs up and goes, yeah, I'll definitely get the maintenance to check on that tomorrow, first thing. Thanks for letting us know about that. We don't want the elevators to go
No
out.
problem.
Certainly don't want somebody, tumbling 3
Anything to
flights.
help the community.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, thanks, appreciate it. All right, so you've taken a picture. Are you gonna go show the picture to her?
I was gonna say send it in the group text, but
Yeah, that doesn't work with an
yeah,
Nokia.
I'll just kind of mosey over and be like, "Hey, did I show you this when I was at the park? This picture?"
Make me a
And I just-
discipline check.
No. Before she even gets I'm working on like being calm
Make me a discipline check.
and being cool.
Stand over there.
There you go.
Ooh, that's a good roll.
Yay! I think this is 7. Yep, 7.
All right, so she walks over with her phone and says, "Hey, take a look at this," and the phone goes dark. Okay. And so you step away from her, and the phone comes back on.
Oh,
Alright. So look, let's
So you take a deep breath, and she kind of holds it up for you, and you can look at it and kind of see it. She can, do like that. But you're
send
having
it in the group chat just in case
Yeah.
something happens to my phone
not
right
a
now.
bad idea.
But I'm just gonna say, let's draw. Somebody can draw it out in the van.
Oh, we could probably just hook it up to a computer and then print it out as a PDF.
Yeah,
Oh, true.
True.
We are in 2010.
you could
True.
find you a Kinko's or something like that.
So does it show more floors, or is it just?
No. Looks like the only floor is the bottom floor. There is a basement area where there's a loading dock, and it looks like an area where you can actually park, like vans and stuff like that. More storage. If you remember, the building was kind of here, and there was a ramp that went down, and there were loading docks down there. So there is kind of a half level that is like the basement level. Again, you don't want to dig too far down in New Orleans or Algiers or anything like that because you'll flood. So, it's about 20 feet lower.
So what side of this was the half level?
It would be underneath this part up here, right? So this part, no, I'm sorry, it would be underneath this part, would be where the half level is right here. Okay?
Okay.
So we don't want to come
That
up to
was
the half
the
level?
loading.
Well, you
That's what
might.
I was thinking.
I mean, you might want to have.
Go a couple doors on one side and a couple doors on the other side.
Maybe.
The half level does seem to have 3 roll-up doors, and then a smaller door beside them that looks like it's going to
I'm just thinking, we come up in the half level, we still have to get in.
Yeah.
Whereas if we just come up in the actual, just normal level, we're already in there.
Yeah.
Well, now the half level connects to the rest of the place.
Yeah, but I mean,
Oh.
you still got the
Still
roll up
gotta- yeah.
doors and.
Wait, does the roll-up
you gotta
doors
stealth
open
roll.
directly
Yeah,
into the
you'd
large
still be
chamber?
stealth.
No. I'm sorry. I'm not
okay.
explaining this well. The half level, if it's like underneath here, I'm not explaining this well at all.
It's okay.
Would be like the roll-up doors would be out the back, where you could like drive a truck in, and then there's like a loading bay, and then there's like stairs here, and then little rooms and stuff like that. So if you came up in the half level, you could take the stairs up to the
Central
first floor.
channel is above the half level.
Right, right.
Okay.
So if you came into the half level, you could get into the central area with stairs.
So it's pretty much inside then.
Right. You're in. If you remember, they had a ramp that drove down and a gate, so to keep people from just kind of getting in there.
But I would think that they would have cameras on those doors.
I would think so too.
I mean, if
doors,
they had everything
But we
surveilled.
maybe could use this area as a distraction. I mean, we could just Freddy Lounge it and just send a flaming wheelchair down that thing or something.
Oh, so your wheelchair.
Or maybe we could.
Well, it could be an
put some
evac
flyers up, for like free food, or something to get like the homeless to start like wandering around there and
No, you don't want that. That's
So we're
good.
gonna put homeless in danger now.
Yeah, I mean,
but we're worried about the
They're
parents.
worthless. I mean,
I don't care about either of them, but I'm just saying.
Sorry, I was thinking distraction. I wasn't thinking danger.
That's a good way to get all the homeless
failed as
people
a
killed.
warden.
Yeah. That'd be even worse.
How unwoke.
No,
I'm a
that could
terrible
be.
warden.
We could get a truck to escort all of the predators out through there
We have
instead of having these.
I don't know.
Because some of them were slobbering on themselves. I don't think they're going to be able to run down the tunnel back to.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe we could just have some kind of
if we
vehicle
do
there to
two,
pile
have
them into.
have one coming up into the middle, and then have them maybe one like an escape route.
Do
through
any
there.
of the
Through
dwarves
there.
have a driver's license?
No, they don't know how to drive.
Okay.
Well, you didn't ask. I mean, they might. They probably the only kind of license they have is like forklift license.
We
or
could
something
have like
that.
two radios.
They probably got a CBD license so they can drive.
I have
CBD.
radios.
What's
Somebody
That's
off
the
on the
pawn
side
shop.
with
Not
CDL?
CBD. No.
like a
CDL?
CDL. there you
CDL. Thank you. A CDL
somebody off
license.
on the side with a truck.
CBD license.
Shove all the people in there. They drive away while we're kicking ass.
Do we have any other allies in the city that we could call on to be a getaway driver for the Paranethers? Who do we know?
Gabriel Beaumont.
Gabriel Wilmot.
You've got some police contacts.
We do have police.
Ooh, this would file up there. This would get rid of their missing persons probably thing too. I'm sure they got missing person stuff, right?
You got some contacts in the
That'd be a good
church.
press for them, too.
Yeah. And then they could bust the Gen Tech. Would have
Sergeant
great
James
promotions
Jeffries.
and
No, he
stuff, right? Gen Tech would definitely
Yeah,
have
well,
some
I mean,
kind of
this
evil
is
stuff going on.
Yeah, who's our? We had a
Let me call the
liaison
captain.
with the
Yeah.
captain.
Have to look at what his
Yeah,
name
'cause maybe they can.
Yeah,
Maybe they can provide us with some, because they're great at rescuing people. I assume.
Yeah,
they are.
SWAT team
SWAT
stuff. I
teams
guess.
and-
Yeah. I guess they're good at that.
Yeah.
We did get a bunch of them
we
killed
did.
at one
Yeah,
time.
it's like, eh.
You think? Yeah.
No, but they were really good. It's just the
That one chick.
yeah,
Again, we split the party.
Brian Johnson.
We just gotta
Brian
stop doing
Johnson.
that.
Oh, Brian Johnson. Hey, Jody, you know Percy Lestrange.
No,
It's for you for all your magical needs.
no,
Okay, just checking.
Brian Johnson.
Yeah, so we could have the.
So I'm gonna get my phone out, my little flip phone,
Right.
and I am not upset.
Remember, he gave you his card, so you can call him. Phone rings a couple more times. Answer. Hello, Captain Brian Johnson's office.
Hi, Captain Johnson.
No, it's not Captain Johnson. It's the secretary.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go straight to the
Hi,
captain.
this is Della Fontenot. I need to speak with Brian Johnson.
Captain Johnson has left for the day, but I could give him a message. It's 5 o'clock.
Do you know when will he be back in? Because it's
Oh, tomorrow morning, absolutely.
like early in the morning.
Yeah, he gets in pretty early, probably around 8 or 9 o'clock.
A morning assault we'll never expect.
So
No one expects
all
a
right.
Spanish
So if you
message.
would just have him give me a call when he comes into the office tomorrow.
Sure. Can I get your number?
Yes, my number is blah 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 blah.
555, etc. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
She says, "Okay, I'll get the message to him."
All right.
Click.
And if
All
we
right.
hit their compound before they get their morning coffee, we get a disadvantage.
Well, that's right. Their alertness will at least be one lower. That's
Right,
for sure.
exactly.
Plus, they're vampires. So
Well, we don't know
traditionally,
These guys may not
they
have
had
been
to spare.
The guys with AKs
don't-
probably weren't vampires, I would
Well,
say.
that's true.
guys with AKs.
Those
And
guys
armor.
come
Don't worry
out
about
hurt.
them. They told me.
The guns and the armor were the problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't see any vampires. The guys with the fast guns and the big
Well,
armor
I
were.
just assume there's a vampire in there from his. What happened to him?
There's some mumbo wumbo girl.
Wait,
Say that.
Last time that we got in contact with the police to get help, it was through Deacon Fontenelle. So maybe he has like a home number or...
Well, no, because Brian Johnson said contact him next time I needed some help.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said, yeah, don't go through anybody else, you contact me.
He doesn't
Because
want
if
us
somebody
to go.
dies,
Yeah.
I need to know what's going on so I can, head it off. So, yeah.
And this will give us time to, let the dwarves make out a good plan, get a head count. We'll just start early in the
For
morning.
us to find a truck and a driver.
Yeah. Well, they can probably bring a SWAT van and escort people out that
Oh,
way. Or whatever it is that police
Well, I
have.
guess we can study the map then.
And we'll bring it back to the dwarves and they can go over it.
Are you going to... Okay, so you've got a copy of the blueprints. Are you going to get a copy of... What kind of map are you going to get? Of the area?
Ooh, new map.
Near Geotronix or what?
Yeah, well, we can print out the map that I made, and then, oh man.
Well, your map actually doesn't cover Algiers.
No, I'm talking about the picture of the building
the
map. We
blueprints.
can print that one out, and then...
You should be able to pull up the city map.
I was honestly just
Yeah.
wondering that. That was.
I think it was in its infancy at this point.
Do they have the street view and all that kind of stuff back
I
then?
don't
I don't
think
think
so. I think they were
so.
still sending the
They
cars
had
around.
it was Google World.
Yeah.
Google Earth.
Google
yeah.
Earth.
Google Earth.
There you
Google
go.
Earth. But yeah,
Because I remember looking at that in middle school.
yeah,
They have MapQuest, though.
it's true.
Yeah,
Oh, I
we had to
remember
print out
that.
the directions.
Wow.
Google Street View launched in 2007.
Oh, okay. So they're sending the cars around. They may not have this particular
Yeah.
neighborhood, but
Yeah.
in fact, right after Katrina, I don't think I'd sent a car through a neighborhood.
But at this
anywhere
time,
in the
wasn't
world.
it still really easy to buy a map in the gas station?
Yeah.
So we should just get a gas station map
Get like a highway map.
of Algiers. I mean, we don't have to have the whole city.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it's going to have it. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to drive to a local gas station. You probably okay. So you go to a local gas station, find a map, pay a couple bucks for it. Where are you heading now?
First thing I do is mark it up. Geotronix.
Well, we can't start anything until
Despair.
tomorrow after Captain Johnson calls. I said we all go back to Bunk's new digs. I mean, he has
I
food,
got a
Party at Bunk's
Roommate.
Place.
rooms.
You have food and rooms?
yeah.
Yeah.
What's her what was her
Didn't it
Mrs.
sound
Brown.
like it was
Mrs.
Mrs.
big?
Brown.
Mrs. Brown might be able to hook us up with some.
Yeah. All right. So you guys head back to Ottoman Park. Pull up to the little, nice little gingerbread house. It's kind of a a real gingerbread, but it's got the gingerbread. You never know now. It's very.
I lick it.
Tastes like in New Orleans. So you go up the stairs. Mrs. Brown meets you at the door. Little tiny woman. She's probably 4 foot. Well, she's probably 4'2". She's wrinkled and she's got on a brown shawl and kind of a beige shirt or blouse and a little brown skirt. Looks like maybe even tweed. And she comes up and opens the door and she goes, "Oh, Mr. Bunk, you're home and you brought friends. Will you be needing sustenance?"
Yes, please.
"Oh, good. I'll whip something up in the kitchen." And so she, heads out of the way. Swift, kind of goes in there and says, "There's a main sitting room where it's kind of a common area. All the furniture looks kind of antique, and there's a big wooden, coffee table in there. Should be room. There's also, of course, a dining room table where you ate breakfast that time, so you can do that one either. And there's plenty of room for you to sit around the dining room table too."
Sprawl out our
Yep,
maps
maps
and make
and-
our plan.
So you go to the dining room table, lay the maps out, start drawing on there. You've been there maybe 15 minutes, and Mrs. Brown comes in with a plate of sandwiches. Pimento and cheese, ham, there's looks like maybe some turkey. They got lettuce and tomatoes on them and stuff like that, mayonnaise, and she just has a plate. It's kind of piled up by about, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 sandwiches for each of you. And she puts them on the table and she says, "Would you like something to drink?"
Yes, please.
"Sweet tea?"
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
She says, "I'll get some out of the fridge." She heads back into the kitchen, comes back in like a minute, and she's got this pitcher of sweet tea and 6 glasses because Swift's going to drink with you. She puts the tea down and she kind of looks at it and she goes, "Oh, planning a bank robbery?"
I wish.
Yeah.
You know?
No, we're trying to fix his ley lines, and this place is.
"Oh, I see. So Lou's tasked you with fixing the ley line problem." "Ah, I see. Well, the Autumn King knows what's best. Okay, well, I'll be in the sitting room, watching television if you need anything. And she kind of wanders out, and she wanders out to the sitting room, and you hear the TV come on.
Is she Faye also, or is she just a little old lady?
No
We
idea.
don't
No
know.
clue. She might be a dwarf. I have no clue.
She might be.
Does
a female.
anyone else find it
She
unusual
does not
that
have
she
a
looked
beard.
at the map and decided we're doing a bank heist?
Not really.
Not
I
really,
mean, nothing.
honestly.
Nothing.
I mean, anybody can own a bank. Evil people can own banks too.
I mean, seeing as how we're looking at the
I mean, we straight up have like
Area
a
here.
5-man team here and looking at maps. It looks like a heist, you know?
Wheelman.
I've got a random ski mask just like off the top. No, not at all.
No, we're not going to.
The
You guys have
wheelman,
plenty of money. I don't know why you
we
want to hit
got
a
the
bank. You get what,
confidence,
$330
man.
million?
Greed.
Got the muscle.
Was it 330 million or 330 billion? I
It
can't
was.
remember.
That was. I don't think it was billion.
It was a
I think it was
ton
million.
of money. That's just all it is.
I've got it somewhere.
It's in the book too. So
millions and millions.
I mean,
Millions
that
and
first
millions.
deposit of
$300
like
million.
$10,000 in my bank account's more money in my bank account than I've ever had in my entire life. So,
probably so. Yeah.
at one time in my bank account,
Yeah.
you know.
I got you.